Before Jacob was born, the hospital had diagnosed him with an underlying kidney abnormality, so he was under the care of the paediatric team from the time he was born, and then he ended up having an operation on his kidney just after our second child was born. So he was 4.5 at that point, and we thought that would be the end of our journey with the hospital. We thought the operation was successful and we wouldn't be having any further follow-up. But at 5, just after starting school, Jacob started to have seizures, and this meant that we were under the neurological team, and they discovered that Jacob had an underlying brain abnormality which is associated with learning disability and behavioural difficulties. So as his seizures became worse and his behaviour became worse, we were getting a couple of hours respite during the week, which enabled me to study and change my career path. Over the years, the seizures became more problematic, more prolonged, more hospital admissions, and his behaviour deteriorated. The companies providing the care didn't always understand his needs, and that's when we came in contact with LEAF, because some of their support workers were assisting one of the agencies in providing Jacob's one-to-one care. They were then unable to fulfil the package. At that point we were under the social services wanted him in residential care, which we didn't think would meet his needs, so we actively pursued LEAF to support Jacob. So it's really important for Jacob that people understand his needs and that he feels safe with them. His biggest anxieties are around people not being able to manage his seizures, and that was meaning that I was having to go everywhere with Jacob even though he had support. So by the team being able to take on board what we're saying, get to know Jacob and be able to communicate effectively with Jacob over time with the continuous care team around him, he's then developed his confidence to trust the staff, which has then enabled him to go to college without me having constant phone calls of he's having a seizure, which was generally non-epileptic because he wasn't feeling safe, to now being able to go away for holidays with the staff and actively wanting to go out of the house. So he's leading more of a normal life than he would have done before. Before he was really isolated and just 100% dependent on his family to do everything for him.
My name's Jack. I've been working with Jacob for, I think, probably coming up to 4 years, or I might even be past 4 years, I'm not too sure. He's just typically likes to have fun. You need to get him into a routine of doing stuff, so he starts accepting it, but then he'll happily do stuff, he'll get on with what he needs to do, but he'll recognise things that he needs to do, and if staff have forgotten, he'll mention it. So I think he's pretty good. I've seen a lot of progression with him. So when I first started, there was no going on buses or anything. Now we're going out for the day, going on the bus, on the train, meals out, cinema and all sorts. And yeah, he's generally up for trying anything.
On college days, he enjoys his sport activities in the college. He enjoys going to the gym, running about, doing all kind of football. He enjoys being active than any other thing. Because, well, he does have a cooking class, a art class, but I would say not as much as the sport class in terms of enjoying. But yeah.
We've had lots of providers provide care for Jacob over the years. They've not always been appropriate either in terms of the level of support that's been needed, understanding of the medical needs and his behavioural needs. So by having the right provider who can provide holistic, patient-centred care means that I know that Jacob's needs are being met, and that then in turn meets the needs of the family.
I like going camping with my own carers because they do nice food for me.
What kind of food? Barbecue?
Yeah, they do. You know where the beach is? You do lots of barbecues and you got like a big tent with you.
Oh, you sleep in a tent?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many nights you sleep in a tent the most? 2, 3 nights?
Maybe 3 or 4.
3 or 4. You've done 3. We'll see if we can do 4, yeah?
Can you tell us your favorite football club?
Also, you know,
Other people don't. Who do you
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Actually,
And where did your carers take you yesterday?
to the footground. No, I also loved it a lot.